So you want to dedicate more time to your YouTube channel, but you're really feeling like you don't have the time to deal with all of the things involved in uploading or scheduling a YouTube video. Hey, it's Auret from Essetino Media. I'm a YouTube for Business strategist, so we're talking about YouTube here specifically for growing your business. And in this video, I want to share with you 3 practical solutions or methods that you can take on, and we'll look at the pros and cons for each one. And all 3 of them will help with the time constraints involved in managing a successful YouTube channel. So let's get right into it. Now, to be mindful of your time, I'm going to just share all 3 up front and then we'll dive into each one. So if you want to skip to a certain part in the video because that one speaks more to you, then feel free to do so. So the first option is to do it yourself, to run the YouTube channel yourself, but to create an efficient process that goes along with you running your YouTube channel. And we'll talk about what that looks like. Option number 2 is assigning a team member or hiring someone to take on a particular aspect of your YouTube channel that's repeatable. So this could be, someone helping you with thumbnails, for example, or SEO, a particular task where that will alleviate that from your plate. And the third option is an ideal option, but of course it has pros and cons to it, is outsourcing to a channel management team. Meaning all you have to do is just film the videos and then they take on everything else from editing, strategy, reporting, SEO, scheduling, all of that kind of stuff. Let's look at pros and cons for each one so you can figure out what the best fit is for you. So option number 1 is to do it yourself, but with an efficient workflow that you've actually documented processes for. I created a separate video, which I'll link to in the description, that talks in detail about our entire YouTube workflow, from planning the videos to filming to editing to doing the SEO and thumbnails to actually scheduling it. So I'll link to that. If you'd like to borrow our workflow, feel free to do that. But essentially, I wanted to touch upon the pros and cons of this particular method. The biggest pro is that you're saving money, right, by not outsourcing anything to a team, but it does come at a cost of more of your time. But some people like this, right? They like to have more control over their content, and by you being in the driver's seat, you have control over how your YouTube channel looks and how it reflects upon your brand messaging, how your YouTube thumbnails look, all of this kind of stuff. But this piece about having an actual workflow that you can just plug into each time you're creating videos for your YouTube channel and scheduling it out is going to help you take away that decision fatigue of like, okay, how am I planning this? How am I filming? Like you're basically standardizing the process. Now, aside from the time aspect of you actually doing all of it yourself, is the skills involved, right? There's many different skills involved with, designing the thumbnails, the SEO, the editing. And some people just don't want to deal with that. They just don't want to learn it. But if you're someone who wants to learn those things and do it yourself before handing it off to someone, maybe later down the road, then this method might be for you. Now, the second method is delegating a team member or hiring someone to take on 1 or 2 certain repeatable aspects of running your YouTube channel. So one of them, for example, could be hiring someone to design all of your thumbnails. Actually, to pull from a personal example, when we were just doing our YouTube channel entirely ourselves, the first thing that we outsourced is actually taking on the SEO. It's funny because we created this SEO course called YouTube SEO Simplified that a lot of people loved and it did really great in terms of results for our students. We actually hired one of our students from that course to do the SEO for our YouTube channel, and he still does it today for us. So it might that initial step of hiring someone for one particular task could really be a huge save for you in time, especially if it's a task where you're not interested in learning it and you just want to hand it off to someone else. Now, the thing with this is, of course, you'll need to pay that person to do that particular task. And depending on the skill level of that person, you'll get different results, right? So if you're hiring internally, you have a team member and you just want them to take on the SEO, for example, there might be some extra time involved on your part to make sure that they're doing a good job. And side note, by the way, if you do want one of your team members to take our SEO course, I'll link to that in the description below and they can watch it and implement it for your channel. We also talk about thumbnails in there too. But if you're going with this method, I suggest finding someone, as much as your budget allows, with someone who actually has that skill to implement and they've demonstrated results. So if you're hiring someone for thumbnails, take a look at their the quality of their work, their portfolio, make sure it aligns with what you want. Or for SEO, ask them for case studies or testimonials. Or it might be for video editing, right? Make sure you take a look at that person's portfolio and also see how they communicate, because with video editing, it's so important to be able to communicate what you want, your vision, and to be able for them to execute it. So it does take a little bit of extra time to find the right person, but when you do, it could be a great help. Now, ideal scenario, method number 3, is you hiring a YouTube channel management team to take on everything, all aspects of the YouTube channel except for filming. So meaning all you have to do is film the videos and they will take care of everything else, from, SEO, editing, thumbnails, scheduling, all this kind of stuff, even content strategy, even reporting. And this is something that we do for our clients. We have a handful of YouTube channel management clients that we work with on a consistent basis. And the pro to this, a lot of our clients love it because they just get to focus on what they do best, which is just teaching on camera. And they don't have to think about anything else. It just gets executed and implemented on their YouTube channel in a proper way, right? Because we're specialized in YouTube. And you want to find a team that knows what they're doing for YouTube, right? And ideally, they're not just like going to do the same tasks for you over and over again, but they're going to pay attention to the analytics of your channel and make suggestions for improvement, maybe come back to you and say, oh, can we try this for content strategy instead, because this is what the data is saying. You want them to take on those decisions and lead you in terms of what content to create, so that as a whole, you're working together to get better results from your YouTube channel, whatever that means for you. It might be, for some of our clients, we're optimizing for growing their email list and getting more email subscribers. For other clients, it's getting more revenue to a particular product or service that they offer. So all of the efforts on the channel should align with that particular goal. Now, of course, on the con side for this is the most expensive option that you'll be paying for, because you're offloading basically everything besides filming. And that investment that you're putting in, you may not see it return right away, because, YouTube is a long-term game. And so when we work with clients, we say, sign up for at least 12 months, and we do 12-month contracts, because it takes time to build authority with YouTube's algorithm. It takes time to be able to figure out what works in terms of content strategy. So you need to be able to be okay with putting in that monthly investment and seeing a return later on. But you can also think of it as, you're paying that investment not just for YouTube, but to also free up your time so that you can focus on other tasks that will get more business, or higher level tasks of creating partnerships in your business. And that time might have not necessarily been freed up because you would have tried to do it all yourself. So those are the 3 options that you have in terms of, wanting to do YouTube but not having the time to do it. Which method resonates with you most? Leave a comment down for me below. And if channel management services is something that you're curious about, I'll put a link down to our YouTube services page so you can check it out and reach out to us. We can get on a call. I can find out more about you and your business and see if it will be a good fit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.